Welcome back. They say it seems like an horrific nightmare, but it is all real, as an elderly man bears the wounds after he was attacked by a vicious pit bull. Tonight, the family is calling for someone in authority to intervene and ensure that no one else falls prey to this animal. Italia Hall has the story.
He still have rights to walk his dog? That is not right.
It was a terrifying moment for 74-year-old Buster Roberts. On January 24th, while dropping his 2-year-old granddaughter off to her mother's residence, he realized that no one was home, but he had reason to go inside the yard, but he left his granddaughter in the vehicle. He says he felt something attacking his leg, and when he looked down, it was a dog. His daughter, Marcia Sands, says her dad was brutally attacked.
And it threw him down on the floor in the bushes. He said at this time he fighting off the dog. Someone came running to take the dog off of him, which would have been the neighbor's son, because he heard the boy, "Hello, Daddy, come help me take the dog off," because one couldn't get the dog off my daddy. When he got the dog off of him, the daddy said to the son, "Take the dog and lock him up in the house."
San says a neighbor rescued her dad, took him away and patched him up.
And tell him to go to the hospital. He don't have no money. And let them know he got bitten from a dog. Not his dog, but from a dog. Never call ambulance from my daddy. Someone who saw what went down came to me to work and tell me I needed to go home to solve the situation going on in my yard. When I got there, I met my father there, washed away in tears, with his dog attacked him. I was furious.
She says she then called for an ambulance and the police.
They went over there to the neighbor's house. He said he don't have no money, but he would pay for whatever medical assistance he need, and he would put his dog to sleep. As to this day, they still walking this dog in the neighborhood where we have children. My kids cannot come out to play, ride their bike, but him and his family could be in his yard every other day playing ball, and they happy.
The resident of the Sunrise subdivision says since the incident, she's been trying to follow up on the situation, but to no avail, and they continue to live in fear.
Last week, I went there. That was my last day, and I said, I'm not going back, because we should have had some kind of justice or see some kind of progress going along the way. Nothing. Nothing. Still today, my dad can't even put on his shoes because the foot's still in pain. He's still dragging these slippers. That dog could have taken my daddy's life.
Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Now, we contacted police officers and the K-9 unit, and they say that they are looking into the situation. Finally, in news this evening, some startling information revealed from persons who have exhibited post-traumatic stress disorder following Hurricane Dorian. A local medical professional, as part of a wellness initiative, surveyed nearly 500 residents who experienced the storm and documented the results. Dr. Kevin Bethel of Family Wellness Center and a consultant at Integrative Medicine conducting an online survey to determine the amount of persons who are experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder post-Hurricane Dorian. The doctor notes that this was important because he realized that there was not much research when it came to PTSD after natural disasters. The survey, he says, was done at the 8-week mark post-Hurricane Dorian. Dr. Bethel says what he realized was the fact that people were more transparent on the survey as opposed to speaking directly to a doctor.
They'll tell you when you're sitting down with them, oh, how much stress and how horrible everything was. When you actually ask them the questions, oh no, I'm not having any of that. Oh no, I'm not having any bad dreams. No, I'm not, and they're sort of sweeping it away. They seem to answer more honestly online because there's no one judging them.
Of the 417 people who completed the survey who were survivors of Hurricane Dorian, 92.76% were also survivors of Hurricane Matthew in 2016. 85.35% reported surviving at least one additional hurricane in their lifetime. The statistics further revealing that there were a significant number of persons who had to evacuate during the storm and who experienced loss or the death of a loved one.
Then we further defined what that meant, close to you. So 36% of people said that they lost someone that they would consider close to them.
4.17 persons reported that they have been told that they may have PTSD from a health professional. 17.55% of people in the survey had actually taken medications to help with psychological symptoms resulting from Hurricane Dorian. He also adds that 23.96% of people in the survey reported that they had other non-psychiatric medical issues that have become worse and more difficult to manage since the storm.
One of the questions in the survey is actually, do you feel that you have other non-psychological symptoms that were made worse since the storm, like high blood pressure and diabetes and gout and on and on? And about 40% of people responded that yes, they felt that they had previously diagnosed diseases that were now worse and more difficult to control since the hurricane.
Dr. Bethel says he is pleased with the amount of data collected from this survey, but the plan now is to collect more information from the 6-month mark post-Hurricane Dorian.
You got to realize at 8 weeks, a lot of places still didn't have cell phone service, right? Didn't have electricity. So the fact that I was able to collect that amount of data, at that point was a feat that it's notable because at least we have some data.
If you are interested in taking the online questionnaire, you can visit to see if you exhibit symptoms of PTSD at surveymonkey.com/RSCVXWLV.